Welcome to Enjoy Learning Computer Science. Hello everyone. Hope you guys started your revision series for board exam, correct? So okay, fine. In this video, we are going to revise about statements, statement flow of control, iteration or looping, that is for loop, while loop and range, etc. So this is Python revision tour 1 part 5. Let's move into the topic directly. Statements. So statements are nothing but instructions which is given to the computer which performs some action. The types of statements we have are empty statement, simple statement, compound statement. So what is empty statement in Python? Empty statement is pass, right? So empty statement is nothing but which does nothing. No action takes place. It is represented by the keyword pass. So pass is your empty statement. So if I am printing print hi friends, so it is printing hi friends. I am giving pass and pressing enter, no action takes place. Then print have a blessed day, so it will print that. So pass statement will not do anything. It just does nothing. It is an empty statement. Now simple statement, any executable statement, any single line executable statement is a simple statement. So for example, print, input, sum, all these are simple statements because it ends in the same line itself. Now compound statement. Compound statement means a set of statements or a group of statements will be executed as a single unit. So that is known as compound statement. The conditional statement, the loops are all compound statements. You can see here, first two statements, N1, it is a single statement, N2, again it is an input statement, simple statement. Now if N1 less than N2, there is a colon. That means after the header, after the if statement, everything is followed will be the part of the if statement. That means all these statements will be executed together as a single unit. So that is known as compound statement. Now how the statement flow of control will work. For example, if in a program there are 10 to 15 statements, how the flow of control will work, let's see. So we have sequential, selection and iteration. Sequential, selection and iteration. First one is sequential flow of control. In which order it will be executed. That is flow of control. Now you see, each statement will be executed in a sequential manner. That means one after the other. Statement 1, then statement 2, then statement 3 and so on. So this is sequential flow of control. Now selection statements. Selection statements normally will give a condition. So if the condition is true, a particular set of statements will get executed. If this condition is false, another set of statements will execute it. Both the set of statements will never execute it together. Okay, this is selection statements. Based on the condition, which statements to be executed will be selected. You can see here num1, num2. If num1 is greater than num2, the first print statement will get executed. If it is not, if the condition is not true, the else part will get executed. Okay, this is selection statement. Now if statements, we have different types of if statements. If statements execute based on a condition. Simple if statement, if without else, if with else. If you want to specify more than one condition, you can give elif statement. You can have nested if also. If inside another if is known as nested if. Okay. So these are all the different types of if statements. Now iteration or looping. Iteration means repetition. Okay, repetition of statements, repeating a set of statements based on a condition test. So the set of statements will get executed till the condition is true. Once the condition becomes false, the repetition stops, the looping stops there. Okay, now we have for loop, which is also known as the counting loop, while loop, which is known as the conditional loop. So when to select for loop? If we know the exact number of times a set of statements to be executed, we will select the for loop. So when we know the exact number of times to be executed, then we have to select for loop. If we don't know the exact number of times, then we will give a condition. So when the condition is true, the loop will get executed. If the condition becomes false, the loop will not get executed thereafter. So that is conditional loop. So based on a condition, the loop will execute. Okay. Now you can see, so we'll give a condition. When the condition is true, set of statements will get executed, and again it goes back to the condition. Again, if the condition is true, so it will come back to the statement, it will execute. This loop will get repeated. Okay, repetition. Once the condition is false, when it comes here, if the condition is false, it will exit from the loop. This is iteration. Okay. Now the for loop, as I told you, when you know the exact number of times the for loop, you will be able to select for loop. It processes the items of a sequence. It can be a list, it can be a string, one by one. Syntax is for variable in sequence. You can give statements. A colon should be there. It is for loop for variable in sequence. Any variable name. Sequence can be a list or a string or a tuple or a dictionary, whatever it is. Colon, then statement. Statements, a block statement. Okay, group statements. Then example you can see for x in 2, 4, 6. So when x in 2, 4, 6 means, so first the value of x will be the first value. What is the first value of the list? 2. So when x is equal to 2, it will print x plus 2. So it is 4, and end is equal to space. It will go to the next value. What is the next value of x? 4. So what is 4 plus 2? 6. That is a space. Okay. Now what is the next value of x? It is 6. So 6 plus 2, 8. Your output is 4, 6, 8. So this is how execution happens in for loop. Now range. You can give a range in for loop. So range, inside the range you can give 1 value, 2 value or 3 values. So if it is 1 value, suppose I am giving range of 5. So what are the values will be generated? When 1 value is given, the beginning value will be 0. The ending value will be the given value, which is 5, will not be included. So it will generate 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is only range. So only when 1 value is given, this is your end value. End value will not be repeated. Start value will be 0. So it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. When we are giving 2 values for the range, start, stop. So then in this case, I am giving range of 2, 7. So the starting value is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ending value is 7. End value will not be included. So this is your range values. When we give 3 values, so that is range of 5, ending value, maybe I am giving 3. So what is the starting value? 5. It begins with 5. What is the step value? So this is the starting value. This is the stop value. This is your step value. So 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. 11 plus 3, 14. 14 plus 3, 17. 17 plus 3, 20. 20 should not be included. So these are the values. In case if I am giving range of 9, 2, minus 1. So what will be the range? Start value is 9. Step value is minus 1. 9 minus 1, 8. 8 minus 1, 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 will not be included. So this is how you have to calculate the range values. So range can have single value, double value as well as 3 values. Now for loop, you can see here for I in range of 1, 10, 2. So this is the starting value. This is the end value. And this is your step value. So first value of I is 1. When I is equal to 1, it prints I is 1. Similarly, what is the next value? I is equal to 1 plus 2, which is 3. So when I is equal to 3, it will print 9. It goes up. Okay. Now the while loop. While loop is a conditional loop. For loop is counting loop. So this is a conditional loop which repeats the instructions as long as the condition is true. Once the condition is false, it goes out of the loop. Okay. So this while loop is also known as entry control loop, because before entering into the loop itself, first we'll check the condition. If the condition is true, then only we will be able to execute the statements. Otherwise, it will never get executed. Okay, that's what while is known as entry control loop. So you can see here, while condition is true. When the condition is true, statements will get executed, and again it goes back to the statement. Again, if the condition is true, the same thing will be executed. Once if the condition is false, it comes out of the loop. It exits from the loop. This is how a while loop executes. Now, while anatomy, you have to be very clear about this. Initialization expression is mandatory. Okay. So suppose I am giving while a greater than 5. Okay. So initially, what is the value of a? I have given a is equal to 11, whatever it is. So while a greater than 5. So I should have a value which is the variable which is given inside the condition should be initialized before while itself. That is initialization expression. Then the test expression. Text expression is the condition. Okay. Now body of the loop. What has to be done? The body of the loop. And then update expression. I can give a is equal to a minus 2. So otherwise, if I am not giving update expression, the loop will be repeated for a is equal to 11 indefinitely. The loop will never get ended. Okay. So these are the 4 things you have to do. Initialization, test expression, body of the loop, then update the expression. Look at the example. N is equal to 1. So this is your initialization expression. While n is less than or equal to 2. This is your test expression. Then this is body. Now, what is the variable which we are using in your while condition? N. So, initialization is done. For that variable, updation should be done. So, this is n plus equal to 1. So, this is your update expression. Okay. So, look at this example. A is equal to 5. While a is less than or equal to 10, print a is equal to a plus 1. Initialization, test expression, body, update. Now, a question can be asked, how to convert this while loop into a for loop. How will you convert this while loop into a for loop? For any variable in range of, what is the starting value given? A is equal to 5. So, I have to give 5. What is the ending value? It is less than or equal to 10. So, 10 is also included. I can give 11. A is equal to a plus 1. So, it is 1 only. By default also it is 1. Print a. So, this is how you have to convert while loop into a for loop. Now, the jump statements. There are 2 jump statements. You have a break statement and continue statement. These statements are used to come out of the loop, jump out of the iterations. Okay. Now, let's see the break statement. So, what happens when a break statement is encountered? It will just come out of the loop which is inside. So, the break statement will come out of the loop when it is encountered. Execution will continue after the body of the loop. Okay. You can see break statement. So, once break is encountered, it will come out of the loop, and so after the loop we have statement 4. It starts from the first statement, right? And then you can give an example. So, initially it is declared as I is equal to 1. And then the test expression, which is I is less than or equal to 10. We have an if statement. So, once the break is encountered, it will come out of the loop, right? Next one, the continue statement. The continue statement will not come out of the loop, but it forces the next iteration of the loop to take place. That means the current iteration will not execute. From the next iteration will start executed. Okay. It skips the rest of the statements and causes the next iteration for the loop to take place. You can see here, for variable in sequence, if condition. So, continue means, so for that particular particular variable, it skips, it will go to the next iteration. You can see here for I in range of 1 comma 10, if I modulus 2 is equal to 0, continue. That means it will not do anything. When it is divisible by 2, it will go and check for the, it will get executed for the next value of I, which is I is equal to 3, whatever it is, right? So it continues for the next iteration instead of entirely coming out of the loop. That is the continue statement. Now loop L statement. So for loop, while loop can have L statement like if and elif, right? So the else clause of a loop will execute only when the loop ends normally. That means it should not get terminated because of a break statement. If it is not getting terminated by a break statement, then the else part will get executed. If the loop breaks using a break statement or continue, then else statement will not get executed. Okay, so you can see here, this is a for loop, this is a while loop. When the for loop will execute for all the iterations without any break, else statement will execute it. Similarly for while also. So you can see here the example, a in range of 1 comma 5, if a modulus 5 is equal to 0. So the first value of a is 1. Is 1 modulus 5 is equal to 0? No. 2 is not equal to 0. So element is print, will be print. Okay. Now when it comes to 5, it is breaking. So what happens? 5 is not included in the range. So 5 modulus 5 will never get executed. So the else part also will get executed because break is never encountered in this program. Break will never get executed in this program. So once break is not at all executed throughout the program, the else part will get executed. That is what it is here. So for 1 modulus 5 is not equal to 0, 2 modulus 5 is not equal to 0, 3 modulus 5 is not equal to 0, 4 modulus 5 is also not equal to 0. So break didn't get executed, hence the else part also getting executed. The next one is, you can see here break is getting executed because for when the value of a is 5, 5 modulus 5 is equal to 0, so it terminates with a break. What happens? The else part will not executed in this case. Hope you must have understood the content clearly. Thanks for watching. Enjoy learning computer science. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for further updates. Thank you. Bye-bye.